like this, and as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. That's including, ladies and gentlemen, the ice wall, baby. Come on.
Read it.
Run from it.
Destiny arrives all the same.
And now
it's here.
Or should
What should I say?
I am. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a $35.5 million APY Drake party, baby? Come on. If one thing we all adore, something worth dying for. Come on. Let's get it. Hit that like button, sharing is caring. Shout out to you, DP. Shout out to you, JP. Furious, appreciate you. Blue Virus. Come on.
So the cocaine sample, when was that track going to play?
The longest intro in the land. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on, baby. I like watching it grow. Let it grow, baby. Come on, y'all, jump on in here.
Stop crying!
About what went wrong. Come on.
Oh my God!
Yeah, there we go. Let it grow, baby. Yes, let's get it one way or another. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate everybody, man. HBU me, hype a brother up. HBO me, help a brother out. Next month and beyond, we will be in sunny California. We speaking these things into existence. But, you know, we got to talk about our boys, man. I don't think that there's been a day that you all went without talking about the Cowboys, right? I know it haven't been a day. I think since 1980-something, you know, we done had some shape, form, or fashion. Cowboys, how about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? But boy, oh boy, before we tap into some Cowboys news and information, man, it seems as if though them bird beaks and them feathers, they falling up out of the sky over there, aren't they? Good Lord, you know, I know we have all problems. I know we have our issues and stuff like that. But man, in Eagles land, oh my God, I love it. I love it. In misery, I know they say love company. And I'm glad that we're not the company over there because the misery is in line with the Giants. They having all type of flaws and issues. And, hey, I would take for 100. Come on. Cowboys, Washington, then the Giants, and let the Eagles be skid, marked, dead last in this particular division. I would love that. I get it. And most people say, focus on your own team. Well, watching said enemy fall to their beaks is a great thing for me. Come on, man. Look at my guy, Lord Brunson. Let's listen to this audio, by the way. Let's listen to it.
He also told me that Jeffrey Lurie, Howie, and Nick didn't like Jalen.
Yeah.
And they told him if Jalen didn't perform well last season, he would be traded. So some of them BS games and bad effort was a sabotage to Jalen, so he thought.
Yeah.
What really ticked him off?
What ticked him off?
Lurie, Howie, and Nick started openly defending and showing Jalen support.
Yeah.
That's when he told his agent to look for a trade after the Rams game.
Yeah.
Requesting a trade after week 4. Come on.
Come on,
He didn't
Button.
want to believe it. He told me that Jalen takes all the credit when it's a team.
Yeah.
What's your
Man,
point?
I got mad stories to tell you.
Yeah.
And he would be telling me stuff, you know what I'm saying, while I was around him.
Yeah.
In all my years of being around people of this caliber, I've never had one that hated a teammate how he hated Jalen.
Yeah. Come on, preach.
He used to get frustrated when I didn't agree, and I would try to tell him to straighten that out. Because it's not about football. Allegedly, from my source to y'all.
Yeah.
Listen, I would never lie about nothing like this, bro. You can speak about it, but leave me out of it, please.
Yeah. So he spoke about it and then left him in it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Stop crying about what went wrong.
Hush them beaks over there. Hush them. Hush that ball.
Stop crying about what went wrong.
AI T-shirt, what's good, baby? Damn.
At Angie_Rebelchicks $19.99. Hit the like button, please. Lost day working. Family, the least we can do is consistently keep the likes up.
Yeah. Now, in the midst of me being petty law, my damn soundboard, okay, now it's back up. Yeah, my soundboard stopped operating for a second. I said, oh, Lord. I said, man, it must be karma coming back at me. Then I spilled my coffee over here. So I'm going to have to make an exit route on some point before I get dry over here. But I appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. That's good stuff to us, man. You know, shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to Lord Bronson. Shout out to A.J. Brown, my Mississippi brother. Now he's no longer with all of that filthy green and stuff on. So shout out to him, too, for moving over there. We would have known the story earlier if Rusiani was still over there. Oops, I'm talking too loud. But shout out to Rusiani and the blood work that's going on. But I got one more thing. Hush your mouth over there.
Stop crying!
Damn. Oh my God, my t-shirt one more time, baby. Where you at, baby?
You're looking great.
Stop crying!
Oh
my God.
Damn shame what they did to that damn bird, man. Yo! Why y'all gonna do that to that bird? Man, I'm so proud of AJ, man. Getting up out of there, man. Boy, I'm so proud of AJ getting up out of there. Now I can go back rooting for him a little bit. Chris, what's good with you? Funny to me how these birds say nobody wants to play with Dak. Funny how that has changed. Nobody want to play with Hurts and not pick it on Hurts. Because he's another one of my guys, man. Shout out to Hurts. But, man, hey, it seems like Hurts to Lemon or Lemon to Hurts is a full real thing, you know. And I'm not bloviating and saying, yay, their first round draft pick, Lemon, could be a lemon, you know, because he's gingerly and tenderly in all of those leaves walking around because he pulled his hamstring. Now, here's the thing with hams and strings. You got to stay off of it, bro. If you're going to try to get that healed properly and you moving around and all of that, you better hope it heal up 100%, because when it's time for you to get route running, we know the whole storyline about them damn hams. If you think I'm lying, there's a guy that wore 19 for us that, man, if them hamstrings or Kardashians never got a hold of him, because I thought that's what really happened. Kardashians probably got a hold to him. Kimmy, I think that was her name. And y'all can put his name down below. You know, he wore 19 and he was nice. He was nice. He like, yes, indeed, them hammies, man. Shoo, you know how it goes, boy. But neither here nor there. Ham needs glazing. Oh, my gosh, man. And shout out to Kim. Kim, hey, we love you over here in Dallas land. You know I got to go back to through LA and stuff. And I know that my long lost younger brother James Harden dated one of the Kardashians. It just seems as if you are popular during this time frame and you got some skill set, you got a shot at a Kardashian. So, hey, Kardashians, man, I was just making a joke. Okay? All right. But back to the football matter at hand. The news that happened yesterday. There was a guy by the name of Drake. Drake then signed pretty much a massive contract. Drake London signed a 4-year, $141 million contract with the Atlanta Falcons. This is an extension. On top of that, the money that no matter how you get things organized, if somebody tell me that they guaranteed me $100 million in my lifespan, this life or the next, I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you that's a great deal. And you can tell by the people that's watching this and looking at this saying, hey, man, it's okay for George Pickens to bet on himself and play this 1 year of the $28 million guaranteed. It's okay, Law, for the Cowboys to also hold him for the next season to play for maybe $32 million. But if I'm the agent for George Pickens, I'm looking at this thing just like I'm looking at everything else. Football is not promised to you. And I like Drake London coming out of college and these sorts of things. But the reality of it is that he only had one season of a thou wow, and that was the season before last, 2024. It is about to be, it's 2026. By the end of the year, it's going to be 2027, right? Not to just look at stats and stuff, but you got to contextualize the fact that, yes, you can argue that maybe, just maybe, it was due to the fact that it's the Atlanta Falcons. But if I'm not mistaken, they had better quarterback situations than the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's all I'm going to say with that. But when you start to look at these numbers, you got to say to yourself, hey, that 28, yeah, it looks good for the Cowboys now. But you can't prorate that money. You can't spread it out. And you will be a monkey's uncle to think that this guy, David Mulugeta, is happy that his agent or his player or the person that he literally represent is only thinking $27 or $28 million. It don't work that way. The new floor, believe it or not, got to be anywhere for George Pickens, 35, 36, 37. That's on the low end. That's on the low end. On the high end, it's got to be anywhere between 43, 45. And if you let this season kick off and jump off, it's got to be somewhere. If he do the same amount of numbers, it's going to be a solid 45, 47, 48. That's life, y'all. And I can't make this stuff up in a land that Drake London is making slightly more money than CD Lamb. See, old money, old contracts, they get dated. CD Lamb just got his contract in 2023, 2024. And I told you guys, the market don't wait for anyone. And the Cowboys got to make that necessary decision, unfortunately. I'm just a messenger. I'm not saying that the Cowboys did the right thing or the wrong thing. But regardless of it, just like when you playing dominoes, you think long, you think wrong. At some point, the Cowboys got to realize and recognize that, hey, with the asset that you got now, as far as the money and all of the things that you got going, it's better to go ahead and pay it now versus trying to say, okay, let me see it for one more year. Let me see it for one more year. No, it don't work that way. how many times you got to go into the peep show to know that if you like it or not, right? Either you like it or not. And that's why I like what old folks say this. There's a saying in Mississippi, you can't be a little bit pregnant. You can't be a little bit pregnant. Either she pregnant or she's not, right? And what the Cowboys tend to do is they walk around and say, nah, she's a little bit pregnant. No. So the whole concept with George Pickens, your evaluation squad should have been doing those evaluations on whether or not you would like to have him with the silver and blue and the star on the side of the helmet last year, right? You should be tallying up those points last season and saying, okay, based off of our workshop or based off of what we can do, he's workable. But for you to sit back and say, hey, I need one more year. For what? You can't do the proper evaluation. And the Cowboys been that team that's been slow on the chase as it relates to making the player get their money. Law, do you have any truth to that? Yes. They did DeMarcus Lawrence like that, not once but twice for your mind. After he had 14 sacks, 13 sacks. They're like, let me see it again. Let me see it again. Oh, and then he had 11 sacks. Then they got mad about paying the man and said out of their mouth, yeah, but he ain't no Khalil Mack, you know? But he's our version of Khalil Mack, right? We got to stop that. They did it with, let's say, for example, if Atlanta Falcons really want to put feet to fire with Drake London, they could have said, yeah, Drake is good, but he ain't no Julio Jones, right? But we are the only franchise. I'm not beating up the Cowboys. But we did it with Rain Dakota Prescott. Like, hey, let's see it again. They franchise tagged them twine for your mind, right? So the Cowboys have been known to do this. And they franchise Dalton Schultz and Seabass, you got us, David Law that's in the chat, Jet Lee 44. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin was like, hey, man, you don't have to franchise tag Dalton Schultz. Oh, Schultz, what are y'all thinking? That money, you can spread it out and get more and more people, more and more weapons for this team. You didn't have to see Dalton Schultz for one more year, right? And on top of that, when we really dive deep into it, you had Tony Pollard for all of those years. And the craziest thing, we had the recipe, and this is not me complaining, I'm just explaining. We got somewhere to go with this. We seen Tony Pollard from birth here, right? And then to contextualize the super fact that Tony Pollard never was used in the proper way. They ran Zeke with that cantankerous head all the way down into the ground. And then they used Tony Pollard as a spare or as a spell for 1 or 2 plays. We literally went with 2 to 3 years of Tony Pollard having 1 or 2 plays. And then when it got down to his contract year, the boy played amazing, right? We was like, hey, Tony is on his way, y'all. Tony doing Tony things. Tony the Tiger ain't got nothing on Tony Pollard, right? And then he breaks his foot in the postseason. That was time to say, hey, there's no moral compass in this thing. That was the time to say, hey, if another team like to play with Tony Pollard in his half of a foot, let them. But what did we do? We said, you know what? Let's franchise tag him. Yes, you know. I can't make this stuff up. Yo. Shakes. I said, let's franchise tag him. That would show him, you know. You couldn't spread that money out. You couldn't prorate it. You had the world thinking that, hey, when you franchise tag a player, the first thing people look at is this right here. he got to perform better than what he did previously, or we getting rid of him. So, yeah, by the time that they ended that year with him, they're like, hey, man, we can do better without Tony Pollard. He was coming off of a broken foot. Jeez. What you expect, Cowboys Nation? And then we swabble around a few dollars and end up saying, hey, man, we wouldn't need a Derrick Henry, we good, with this makeshift running back thing that we had going on that year. And shout out to Rico, but Rico wasn't a guy that just got here too. So I think that we kind of misused some of our fortunes, not to say to beat up the Cowboys, not to beat them up, because I'm going to get a few people saying, why you so hard on the Joneses, man? They doing the best that they can. But bull sugar, I want better. Yeah. When high expectations provided by the things that you set that you're going to do, it's all right to hold your feet to the fire, right? Jeez. It's like if you fool around and bump into Bill Gates and he asking you to pay for his coffee, you're going to be like, hold on now, wait a minute. Now, you done bought all of this stuff, got computers on top of computers and stuff. Hey, man, the dude from Apple, he ain't no longer here. That's your number one competition. And you asking me to pay for coffee? Come on, Bill Gates, man, come on, man. What's going on? What in the world in the Bohemian Grove is going on here? That don't match. And that is what we've been seeing with the Cowboys. We bloviate about all of this money that the franchise done made in the last 30 years. But we like, hey, we just want the results of winning games in the postseason and beyond. We don't give a damn about the helicopter, the helipad, the yacht. We don't give a damn whether or not if practice training camp is going to be in Oxnard, 1,000 Oaks, or back in somebody's backyard. We don't give a dog. We want these people to be ready, to be locked, loaded, and ready for week one. And we want the proper evaluation. We don't want social promotion. We don't want handouts. We don't want somebody to get the job based off of the fact that they got Jerry Jones' blood in their body and these sorts of things. We just want to win. Buckle up. Right? That's the church said, buckle up. So that's where I'm coming from with the whole George Pickens thing. Because here's the thing that nobody wants to talk about. Postseason do matter. Shout out to you, Nicole. Shout out to you, Nicole. We love you. Here's the thing. Whether George get paid $10 million or $100 million, he ain't going to give us none of that. So we don't care about that. We only talk about that because you guys keep emphasizing on the pie and alibi. When we look at other teams and they spread that thing out, they would have a slice here, save 4 or 5 other slices down the stretch by kicking it into a thing where they call voidable years. Don't y'all know that I wish I could just take my mortgage and say, man, you know what? I know it's a 30-year, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sign a 15-year, but it's going to be in principles of 30, and then I'm going to do another extension to the 30 with 10 voidable years, whereas I want the discount rate of a 15, but my house overall mortgage-wise, I won't be responsible to anything until after 40 years. I wish I can do that with my mortgage. I wish I could do that, right? I wish that I can just tell Uncle Sam, IRS, Uncle Sam, hey, you telling me that I owe you? How about this? Since I've been carrying you all year, let me claim you on my taxes. I wish I can do that, by the way. That's what the NFL do all the time. They act as if, though, they are a nonprofit organization, but if you have one clip or one little insert or excerpt with the NFL highlight reel. They collecting all of that money and they calculating it as a profit, by the way. And they got the antitrust bill that even if you find the flaws within the confines of a game, catch, no catch, and you want to do a class action lawsuit, the NFL can turn back around and say, hey, this is only entertainment, baby. We got the antitrust bill on our side, right? So we can finagle and finesse. Because all of the games based off of the government subsidized, based off of every game that the NFL play, supposed to be free and open to the public. Technically, when you go into the game, you're not paying to see the game. You're paying for the reserved seat that you're in. That's crazy. That's smart maneuvering. The damn billionaires know how to get around, baby. Because the game's supposed to be free because they subsidize and the stadium is all subsidized with the government. Ain't that something? Come on, baby. Let me quit talking before the Nordics come get me. Yeah, the insectoids or whatever.
Stop crying about what went wrong.
Okay, I'm going to get on up out of here. Ooh, it's getting hot in here, Jerry. Hey, Jerry, I love you, man. Don't take me down. But that's just the reality of it when we start talking about Drake London and his money and what the Cowboys should and should not do. But we got to know that it is the floor going to always be 35. That's when you start negotiating. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, do you guys want George Pickens here? Hey, C-Pass says an insectoid's coming, Law. Hey, the way George Pickens look, he look like one of them damn praying Methodists because he's listed as 6'3", just like CD, but he's at least about an inch and a half over CD. So, yeah, yes, Ice Cold said, let's talk about control. Yes, indeed. Odor control is what we need, Mando, but I don't have it in my reel right here. But are you guys a little upset with us missing out? And we can switch it back to defense and back to offense in a few. But this topic matter was, are you guys a little upset about missing out on the Myles Garrett thing? And here's my thoughts on this.
Action or reality? You're upset the Cowboys didn't make a trade for Myles Garrett or Max Crosby.
Yes. Not so much Max Crosby, but a Myles Garrett I think is a phenomenal player. We aren't willing to give up this to get ourselves out of a position of getting the future whatever in the draft. And because I think, does that probably have to do with a lot of the finances of everything and how cheap draftable players are?
Yes.
And so they're like, why pay that much money for a guy? But then you look at the A.J. Brown deal, and you're like, that's $18 million guy.
For 2 years.
They got to eat most of the money. So, yeah, to go get a Myles Garrett and make yourself that much better for the window that you have, because it's not like Dak has a 15-year window left.
Right. So I like this topic, Matt. Shout out to 105. When you look at the window, and I get it, if you want to bash Dak, you can, because he's been here for over a decade now, going into over a decade. How many years? How many years? How many years? How many years do you think Dak got in store? How many? Because at some point you gotta do what you gotta do. Look, ain't no shame in my game. Look, how many years do Dak Prescott got left? Yeah. And I like Dak. I want him to perform. I want him to do crazy things. One thing that I always remember when I listen to quarterbacks, they all say, man, after year 10, the whole game just slows down. And they like to flash on the cartoons or the comics or what have you. and he could just run around slowly and see things. It was at this point when I saw Tony Romo throw that last touchdown on that last series in 2016. I was thinking, damn, year 14. If Tony Romo could probably make it to like year 17, 18. Oh my gosh, man. But the problem is that we are in this body that if you don't take care of your body on the front end, your body won't take care of you on the back end, right? So Tony, only problem was Tony. I'm only using Tony as a reference. I'm not beating up Tony. But Tony back and shoulders and collarbone, I'm like, a third of you guys can whoop Tony right now in a fist fight. Just hit him one time in his hip, he fall to his knees, right? Yeah. Because he just never stayed in tip-top shape. And I'm not beating up Tony. Tony is one of my favorite quarterbacks. But Dak, on the other end of it, he stays in shape. He's in tip-top shape. Now, he has some freak accidents and all of this stuff as far as injuries, people falling on him, people hip dropping and doing crazy things, right? Putting Tony Pollard in the game when you had that cantankerous of a head, Ezekiel Elliott, you move him up out of there, and Tony Pollard goes in the game. And now, all of a sudden, somebody pass rush, bull rush, and moves the helmet into Dak Prescott's thumb, right? Breaks his damn thumb. So it's crazy how life is, right? But if Dak can stay and remain healthy, oh my gosh, the game slows all the way down. I think that if you really look at it, these are the next quarterbacks if they can continue to stay healthy. Stafford last season, Stafford, right? He can literally, if he remains healthy, these older quarterbacks. Who's the next oldest one? Like, no offense to Aaron Rodgers, but man, that catch a predator face, man, he got a punchable face. But neither here nor there. I think Aaron Rodgers, he's literally don't have that zip or that zing on that ball anymore, and he cries a little bit way too much, right? What's another older quarterback that's in the league right now? So Dak is one of them young, old guys, right? Like, he's still on the younger side of the quarterbacks, even though he's not a spring chicken. And if he can stay healthy, then man, we can benefit from these type of things. Kind of reminded me that last stretch for Tom Brady. Tom Brady had, let me read this super chat. Hit the like button, salute. That's for my guy Dak Owens. Appreciate you, man. Kirk Cousins, he's another guy that you got to be mindful of. If Kirk Cousins goes into the right system, the game slows down so much for him, right? Flacco up out of here now, though, right? Jeez. Phillip Rivers, he's gone. Phillip Rivers, boy, no offense to him, but man, I understood why he came back. He got 13 to 14 kids. He was like, man, stop throwing the ball upstairs. I told you to stop throwing the let me go ahead and go back to work. You know, that's what happened to Phillip Rivers. Yeah, so he's right there. Golf is somebody else to worry about because it can all click. Fool around, protect it up for golf, and you know nothing is better than winning that Super Bowl on your way out, like Peyton Manning, or to a degree like John Elway, right? I mean, John Elway didn't do it until he had yellow teeth. And if that could be the storyline for Dak Prescott, and I hope it don't take that long. I hope it's somewhere around now. But you got to have things in place, meaning that if you look at the similarities of what it took for Peyton Manning to get that one more Super Bowl, because I think that the football gods and the NFL Illuminati said, you know what, we can't end it with Eli having more rings than Peyton Manning. We won't be able to sell the storyline 50 years from now, right? So they made sure that they moved some money around, turned the caps off, and they was picking up everybody, right? They was able to afford everybody. If you really go back and look at that, not to say that the NFL is rigged, not to say that. Rex! I can't take this no more. But if you look at what helped Peyton Manning, good run game, strong defense, and that last Super Bowl, they had to rig that one. Rex! Peyton Manning couldn't throw from where I'm sitting at to the camera. That defense was something real. They had to make sure. And if you really look back at it, they sacrificed. Oh my God, I'm talking too much, man. Oh my God, I'm talking too much, man.
Sacrifice.
They sacrificed that because say what you want, but that Cam Newton team, that was a damn tape. With no wide receivers. They had a guy named Funches, had tiny hands out there. But they were rolling that year. Defense was on point. 2, they had a little bit better of an offense. But they was like, come on, man. We got to have this storyline, parallel universe, John Elway-esque. We got to have Peyton Manning win this Super Bowl. And they were slipping and sliding all over that Super Bowl. But, oh, my goodness, boy, I'm doing too much talking, baby. But at some point, I hope that the football and whatever Bohemian Grove ritual and Nordic sacrifice that they can bring, that they say, you know what? We need the Cowboys to get a ring, man. And we're going to open it up so that Jerry Jones, on his way out, can go out with a victory, He don't need to match up everything with the owner, Al Davis, because Al Davis got him 3 Super Bowl rings, won them early, got a Hall of Fame and all of this stuff. They can't be mirror matching. This can't be like an episode from. It can't be. Come on with it.
Or an 8-year window where you're going to take advantage of all the draft picks you have in the future. But you also don't want to be in a position where the Cowboys don't, where they don't have those draft picks in 5 years. Well, the Rams are like, that's fine with us. We'll just continue to add, better players, and our coaching will put us in good positions to win.
5 years, 38 for Myles Garrett is the carryover to the Rams. Not necessarily, but let's say
he's not going to be 24 and a half sacks at 35.
If he's awesome for 2 years, their cap hit the next 2 years, holy moly, for Garrett is 2 years, $24 million.
It don't matter, man. Don't matter. That's baby girls, boys. Let me say this, man. They say the best thing in life, free, yeah. Also, the other good things in life or the elite things in life, you got to pay for them. That 3-car garage going to cost more than a 1-car. That sacrifice that you take to go to college going to cost you more. If you just go straight out of high school to go work at Walmart. Right? And nothing wrong with that. Not everybody's built for college. When you go and get your master's or your doctorate's degree, it costs. Yeah. I think we still paying Sally. Sure, I need to hook up Sally with Sam. Sally and Sam, boy, they are on my name right now, man. Sally and Sam Nation. It costs, man. So when we look at Super Bowls and stuff like that, it's going to be very, very rare that you go into a team that wins the Super Bowl homegrown. You're going to have a balanced diet. You're going to have times where you got to use acquisition to help out. You got to go spend money to go get the best and the brightest of the fields as it relates to coaching. And you got to listen to the people. Sally Mae is her name. Yeah. Sally Mae Nation. Shoot, I still owe her a few $1,000, man. Shoot, I'm down to 26,000 on my student loan. 26,000. Anybody got it? I probably need it more than Sally Mae do, but it is for what it is. Shout out to the Department of Education. They can find you. You can write off a lot of debt, but that Department of Education saying, huh? That's just how it goes. So when you, D-Ship said, yeah, me too. That's the price of doing business. And the price to keep George Pickens, unfortunately, is going to be north of 35. My only problem with all of this, ladies and gentlemen, will be the simple fact that we all say, hey, man, he getting paid a lot of money. He should be happy and go lucky. But in the hearts of hearts, he looking at Waddle, I'm better than that dude. He looking at Alex Pierce saying, oh, man, shoot, man, I'm way better than him. And then he look at damn Drake. Oh, man, Drake can't even tie my shoes right now, man. And y'all ain't willing to pay me, but they are willing to pay him? Come on, man. So he goes out to practice. And he's having a great day. And the final play of practice, not a game, practice, he tweaks his back or he pulls his hamstring. That plays a mental warfare on the minds of these particular players. But Lord, that can happen if he got paid. True that. But let me tell you, go to work and they tell you, yeah, we're going to give you a guaranteed salary of $50,000, right? And this is what we want you to do. We know that you could be worth $250,000, but we're going to give you this $50,000. It's guaranteed. It's good money. I promise you. But then you look at somebody else. Hey, man, I got $250,000. What they gave you? Hey, man, they gave me 50. You looking at your own team, the people that say that they love you and they care about you. You sure ain't showing it to me. Now I got to understand that I got historical reference and data. I seen what y'all did to Schultz. I seen what you did to Tony Pollard. They signed that contract of a franchise tag, and they no longer here, man. I seen what you did to even Osa Odighizuwa. Your loyalty ain't really sharp like that. This business, but I got to make sure I take care of my own. And a third of the Cowboy fans are easily swayed. A third of you guys said, get rid of Osa. He's terrible. He's trash. But people didn't know the story. Osa, after he done got that contract and stuff, he said, yeah, brother, you can move to Dallas now. Hey, Mom, I know you was doing all of these outreach programs. Now that I'm secure for the next couple of years here, come on, I can move you closer to me. Then less than 30 days or and I know that's life across the lake, but now you got to uproot your whole entire family because of the decision of hiring someone that don't believe in you. So these guys live on that. That's mental health. So it's one of those things that you have to understand too. And y'all think that people say, hey, let's go run through a brick wall for this team and an organization. But the same people that you want to jump on that live grenade, seeing the owners are not willing to do that. Nah, man, I put something on it, but I ain't finna jump all the way in it. Nah, I throw you on a grenade, but I'm not finna. I need all 53. Damn it, I need all 90 guys willing to jump on that live grenade to save the season. We don't have that. But you should. Well, franchise tag your damn quarterback who's the leader of your team, who everybody, mama, uncle, cousin saw that the 3-letter, the 4-letter networks spitting upon him. And on top of that, casting out certain things, right? And putting out these things that he would never. For him, I knew that the NFL, I knew that the Cowboys front office was about some bullsugar when I saw the father of Prescott in tears. And real tears. Me and Big AJ wasn't there that day. Me and Boss Show Me. They betted against my son, man. This is supposed to be the team he got to put on the back. I felt every pain. Dak may not ever say it, but their father said the pain that he was going through. And it took for him to break his bone of an ankle into 1,000 pieces. The only thing to keep the bone from showing on the football field was the sock. That's the team you play for. So at the end of the day, of course, if I'm an agent, I'm advising my player, hey, man, your best move right now and our best move right now is be silent. Because there's other teams that's going to get pay their guys more money who have less talent than you, who have less skill sets than you, who have less opportunities too, by the way, or more opportunities. But there's no definitive reason to start talking about money now. And do the bare minimum. If it's voluntary and not mandatory, don't show up. And the only thing that it hurts are those who want to win. When you saw OTAs just the other day, and you saw Rashawn Gary teaching and showing Mears Leofile proper technique. He didn't have to do that. That's voluntary. He didn't have to show out his leadership. It's voluntary. Mears Leofile's job is to outperform Rashawn Gary. His job is to take his spot if he could. But no, let me show you the way. Let me show you the better way. Let me show you the better technique. That's the NFL, baby.
Total.
Seems pretty good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I would absolutely be in.
Overreaction or reality?
Yeah, it's the reality of it, man. Great point right there. The other topic was, we're going to go through these three right here. Is Tyler Guyton facing a do-or-die season in the 2026? This is his third year. He showed this, and I said this last night. Shout out to Lando and Okoye Media, man. Shout out to my guys over there. It's not like Tyler Guyton didn't show us any growth from last season, right? He showed us some growth. Now, he's playing one of the most premium spots on any team. This is a left tackle. They got to block and protect your number one asset, your quarterback. They paying, and I got to go back to money at the end of the day, he is blocking for $250 of $1 billion quarterback. Let that sink in. He's going into his third year. So is this a make it or break it season? He got to make what's due for what is necessary. If not, Nate Thomas, he already professed that I'm the best left tackle on his team. I said, shoot, all right, Nate. You know what I'm saying?
Are you shitting me?
No. He was like,
Are you shitting me?
no.
Are you shitting me?
You must be out your mind. But you can't strike down a man's confidence. And I wasn't going to be like, hey, show me. You do 300 pounds. I never seen 300 on the scale. I never seen 250 on the scale, right? Now, if we had to fool around and scramble and scrape on some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Falls are necessary. I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna make sure I get out on top of things, right? You know. But to make a longer story short, the Cowboys did get Drew Shelton in the building too, and they got some other guy. I forgot his name. He's like 6'8", 6'9", from another country, and he's pretty good. Just a project, but it is for what it is. Tyler Guyton got to show us a little bit more than what he did last season. But it could all come together. And the Cowboys got to do this. There's many, and I mean just this many, forecasting thoughts that you can see. If you see that kid turn the corner and he doing a scale upwards, you pull Tyler in the office. Say, hey, going to the third year, next year is going to be the fourth year. That's when you do the extension. But if you don't see any improvements and he's doing his downward spiral, or if he's staying the same, that's when you start calling to get rid of him. Don't wait for another year. Let me see it one more time. No, he is for what he is at this point. And it's okay to move on. One of the problems with the Cowboys is that when we get good players or players that seems to be good, we either don't know how to move on from them to get the great player, or we hold on to bad players hoping that they'll turn into something good a little bit too long. And we end up getting nothing in return but some comp picks, you know, and we tired of doing it that way. That way don't work, Jerry. DP with the super chat. Let me put it on the screen here. It states here from my guy, for the $4.99 for your mind. After all Dak went through with the front office, what do you think got him to say, I want to stay here in Dallas? All right, so, okay, that's a loaded question. They say for the love of money is the root of all evil, but also it states money answereth all things. And Dak is a very cerebral guy. He grew up with his mom loving this team. He grew up loving this team. You can find old tweets of him talking bad about the quarterback of this team where they didn't work out on certain things. And the Cowboys are the kind of caliber of organization when they sink their teeth into you. You can be with us, but with no one else. That's what they did with him. They put that exclusive franchise tag on him, meaning that it was no way that you can even try to attempt to put an offer in on him. He was exclusively belonging to the Cowboys. Exclusivity belongs only to the Cowboys. So it's a little different than what they did to George Pickens with the non-exclusive. But when you look at the exclusivity of what Dak Prescott brought to the table, is that it showed a little that, hey, we want you. But remember last night we were talking about, the time. The Cowboys front office, or dare I say Jerry Jones, and it was a great point, I think, Okoye, or it could have been Lando, that said, man, Jerry operates in his own time. Like, literally, the Cowboys don't bow down to anybody's timetable. It's all the Cowboys' timing. They can, in principle, already have a contract already done with George Pickens and be sitting back rubbing like, look at these naysayers talking about this and that. They're a mile off, right? They don't even know that we already got it, and we just waiting for someday when the media, the news is too slow, that we announce that, hey, here's a monumental type of deal for George Pickens on the day of Oxnard training, or something that can happen that if it takes the glow and shine away from other organizations, now we can release our news. If you go back, opening day of the postseason, we made a major move that week. If you look back even at the opening week of the Super Bowl, the Cowboys made some type of an announcement. During the draft, the Cowboys made grandiose news. George Pickens signed the franchise tag, right? They're going to snatch the headlines. There's nobody, and I mean just that, nobody.
Does it better? They can come closer than close.
Just go back.
Original, they never will be.
10 ducats to a bucket of donuts. They gonna break some news. There's nobody they're gonna get more and more attention, more and more news than our beloved Cowboys. Angie states the Cowboys front office and Dak have that baby daddy and baby mama type of relationship. They do. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Nobody.
Take some money out, all of it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Does it
Wasting my time now. Come on.
If you think I'm lying. If your old lady saying it's a little late, I can't come home tonight, but I'm going to just spend a night at my baby daddy house. Oh, he clapping. Oh, yeah.
Now, so the cocaine's happening.
Nobody.
Yeah. That's that type of energy,
Does it better?
Yeah, no, we just friends. Nah, once he in, And that's just the type of relationship Jerry and Steven, they don't really come out and say Dak is our guy, but they show will. Oh my gosh, boy. Let me quit talking, man.
No days off.
All right, let me get back to the subject matter at hand. Y'all know some people right now in the comments saying, hush, Law, hush, Yes, indeed. All right, with that being said.
Break up the pie for me, you think, right now, in terms of the Cowboys' level of, I don't know which term to use, frustration, concern, questioning, whatever it is, on Tyler Guyton. How much of it is the durability versus how much of it is you are not progressing the way you need to?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think they go hand in hand. I think two things can be true there, and the durability is going to be the biggest thing to watch here this offseason because he has not had a healthy training camp yet. He's going into year 3. If you remember his rookie year training camp, he had that flu/sickness that kept him out for about a week and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then last year he had the knee sprain that kept him out for the majority of camp after starting camp pretty well. And so him just staying healthy for the entirety of the time out in Oxnard would be a huge step in the right direction.
He had that Tyronism. He had that Tyronism. That's what it is. Something about left tackles getting these injuries, man. But, man, I forgot that Tyler Guyton stayed hurt all on the offseason last year. So that is crazy.
they do feel that there is some confidence that he could actually, see that progression really rise if he's healthy at training camp. But that's a big if. And as far as the progression, where's the confidence with Tyler Guyton? I think that's going to be a big question he's going to have to ask and answer himself. And I think that's going to be a really big determining factor. It's no doubt, though, this is a do-or-die year for Tyler Guyton, and this training camp is going to be very huge for what his future looks like in Dallas.
Boy, there's a real subject matter going on over there in the group chat over here. Y'all talking about just science. DP says, Seabass, cheeks clapping. And then Seabass says, nah, if Buddy's staying over there, he's clapping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He gonna sleep with his head towards the headboard, and I'm gonna sleep with my head towards the baseboard or whatever. The footrest. Oh, my gosh. But the part's still in the middle, you know? All right, Sugar Daddy 1, member for 52 months, man. Boy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and appreciate you for being somebody, Sugar Daddy 1. And he got all of the answers to the test, too, by the way. Shout out to him for being a member for 57 months, man. It's a long time, man. It's a real long time. Appreciate you, man.
It's one of those things. I've had this debate with people, and I know there's some people who view it differently, but I think that left tackle job is essentially just open. Like I don't know that there's a spot on the offense that I would think of as being more up for an actual competition and their mindset than that one. Do you view it similarly, or do you think no, this is Tyler Guyton's job, it's just he's at risk of potentially getting pulled off the field if these things continue?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I will say I think Tyler Guyton's the leader in the clubhouse, and I think if we were to, go out there and watch them play a game tomorrow, then you would see Tyler Guyton start at left tackle, but they want more confidence there, and there's a reason why Drew Shelton was the pick in the 4th round. There's a reason why Nate Thomas is continuing to be developed at the left tackle position. They want that to be a competition in my eyes. I see that to be true, and so, even if they don't believe that should be a competition, I would say, hey, that's an open job, Tyler Guyton, go fight for it, just to see him fight for it, and so yeah. I'm very curious to see what that looks like, not only this week in minicamp, but also in Oxnard.
No doubt, man. So that's why it's so important. And then you can see those battles in Oxnard, too, by the way. Let me pull up. Let me see. DallasCowboys.com. Let me go to. Did he come out? Is this an old picture or new picture, baby? Don't tease us like this. Don't tease us like this, Cowboys. Is this a new picture? Or there's an old picture? 'Cause I've never seen this one before. Yeah, and that's a dope picture. Y'all let me know. Did anybody report that he was out there? It's got to be new or old, man. Y'all help me out. New or old? I'm going to have to grab this one, though. It's nice. That will make a nice thumbnail. All right. And let me see if I can do it this way. Go to do. All right, boom. Let me see if we can media photos. These new pictures right here. Okay. Oh, snap. We're looking for one person. Ooh. Hey. Hey, man. Got to get that Buddha belly up out of there, man. You're too young to have this, man, to have it leaning over. Whoever this is, come on, man. Got to get that diet straight, man. Come on, man. Come on. I don't know, man, boy. But I look at the rest of these photos. But Smooth got to hit that gym, man. I understand you was in your 40s or something. I understand if you was in your 40s. All right, but you can't have no Buddha belly out there catching that ball. Fool around, somebody laying on that tip of that belly. You passed out like Family Guy. All right, so I'm looking at this list right here. Cornelius is the other guy that could be a silent assassin over here fighting for a role. All right, then you have Marcellus Johnson. And Who else could be an element of surprise? Those are your all tackles right here that could be. And I see Cornelius more on the right side. You know what I'm saying? Juxtaposed to the left side. So he will be the guy that I'm looking at that can apply pressure to Terrence Steele, 6'5", 318, and then you got to understand too, by the way, that Nate Thomas could be that extra added pressure to my guy Tyler Guyton. Yeah. No love handles, man. You shouldn't be in this. like you got no excuses, man. They got all type of stuff you can do. Get them love handles out the way, and especially in your 20s like that, whatever position he is, come on, man, step away from the cold cuts. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. So with that being said, let's get to the next topic matter, man, and then we'll open up the phone lines and get things going. This is how Harris, my guy Nicholas Harris, on Cowboys outlook for the postseason.
Do you think the excitement and the hype matches, like I don't want to say the expectations because the expectations are going to be high, but matches like the realistic possibility of what this team is?
I think Cowboys fans should be excited about this season. I think the postseason is the floor, and I really do think that they should be getting into the playoffs unless some major injuries happen. And then from there, you're just competing with some of these NFC contenders. I think they have gotten better this offseason, while I think the division has gotten worse around them. And so that right there alone should give them a better fighting chance of playing deep into January. But, you're going to look at those NFC West contenders with the Seahawks and now the 2017 Golden State Warriors in the form of Los Angeles Rams. And, that's going to be tough to compare when you look at the roster side by side. But, a lot can happen before January. And, I think when we look up at the end of the regular season, I think we'll feel confident in saying that this team is a top 3, top 4 team in the NFC. And, from there, I think that's a really good starting point to where the Schottenheimer era wants to build into and then eventually be a contender.
Yeah, so there's waves of teams. Like, you got your off-season all-star teams, which, boy, I think we're like off-season all-star teams. I think we got like 8 Super Bowls in, right? Off-season award. Then you have the before November teams, right? Like, that's a whole nother era of teams. Like, those teams, I'll never forget. I think it was Detroit one year. They started off 6-0 and didn't even make it to the playoffs, right? So you got those teams that's right before Thanksgiving games, right? And then you got the back end, those teams that when they get hot round that side, ooh, you don't want to face them teams. The team that gets super hot after Thanksgiving and steamrolls into the postseason, those are the most fierce teams, right? And you got your solid teams, like they take care of business regardless. If it's a team with a lesser tier, they win. It's teams that got coaching advantages, they win. So what we got to be going into the postseason is a team that's not overly confident, right? That don't look down upon anyone, but have that team that's got that grit and got snake venom in them, right? So that's the team that I want us to be. And how you become that team, believe it or not, is that, right? It's like it's something different when you see a goal that you want to accomplish and you don't get a chance to get it, but it leave a mark on you, and now during the off season you all get close together. That is where we are at, or that's where we should be at. It's been 2 seasons of us not going to the postseason. So the odds are, and the chances are, that we go into the postseason based off of merit of all of this damn talent we got. But we need for this talent to work together. Believe it or not, I was watching, and it's on Prime right now. It's on Prime right now. Major Pain. You have a problem. Y'all remember him? So the whole goal of the units of those kids, they wanted to get rid of Major Payne. They got tired of his hard, stern ways. So what he said, okay, since you are the quote-unquote de facto leader because everybody listening to you, I'm paraphrasing this movie. It came out many of years ago. He said there was one guy that hired a person to beat him up, right? And nobody wanted to admit to Major Payne that it was them. Then he said, you know what? It's me. I'm going to fall on the sword. I hired a guy, a henchman, to beat you up, and it didn't happen. Kicked me up out of the program. And what Major Payne did in that particular movie, TV show, is that he said, okay, kicking you out would be an easy way. It'll be the easy way out. And you think you're going to go on vacation early. That's not going to happen. And that's what he told this guy. He told him, it's not going to happen. And I know I'm long-winded with it because I'm trying to find that clip of the guy, right? Here it is right here. This guy right here, when he had set Major Payne up for failure, it didn't work out. But he ended up, one of the main things in this movie is that he ended up telling him, instead of kicking you out, I'm going to put you in control of everybody. So when we go up against competition, if we fail, it'll be because of you. Let these troops down. And what happened is that it ignited something inside of him, right? That he didn't want to lose, right? But the other piece of it is that sometimes you got to showcase the ability and the skill sets that you already possess, that you can do it by putting them around success. And one of the main pivotal points of the movie is he said, if you want to get rid of me, you see that trophy over there? If you can take that trophy and bring it back to me, then I'll walk away freely. To make a longer story short, it was a setup. It made them boys closer, though, because they went to try to go steal the trophy versus earning the trophy. And them boys, when they broke into the facility and they came close enough to just reach out said head, the opposing oppositions of that particular academy jumped them. And now they tasted the success. They was that close for witnessing it. So what I'm trying to get at, I know I'm long-winded with this, is that you got to figure out a way to turn up everybody on defense now. Damn it, we were close last year on offense, which is cool. But we need the other side to understand that if we can work together, we can win that trophy. But it starts during the off season now. All of these people got to be on the same page, right? Yes, indeed. And yeah. Major Payne. Do we have a problem? So I love this movie, by the way. It's a really good, motivating movie, to say the least. To say the least. And here we go.
Do you think the excitement and the hype matches, like I don't want to say the expectations because the expectations are going to be high, but matches like the realistic possibility of what this team is?
Yeah, and that is just for what it is. All right, so this is Nick Harris on Roster Needs, and we'll finish up with I got Jordan Schultz. He had a chance to talk to an individual that Christian Parker was able to teach up and coach up even at his youth.
When you look at the way the Cowboys have kind of covered their bases and tried their best to, all right, we've gotten, linebacker covered. We tried to fill with bodies in other areas, things like that. They always tend to get to the end of minicamp, and in that layoff time right before they go to training camp, they usually bring in guys for workouts. They're trying to go, all right, there's clearly a position we need to fill out a little bit before we actually get to Oxnard. What do you think they're looking at right now that if you were to say, hey, I would not be surprised if they, by the end of this little stretch here of OTAs and minicamp, that they're saying, all right, we need to bring in some veterans to work out because this position is just not where we want it to be.
I'm still looking at linebacker, Bobby. And yes, they've added a couple of bodies, this offseason, D. Winters, and they feel good about Curtis Robinson and the depth that he can bring to that room. But that's still one that I think should have some rightful concern, just from not only from a depth perspective, but experience as well. We've talked about over and over about the possibility of a Jordan Brooks type trade, but even if you can't make that happen, there are still veterans on the free agent market that would make sense for this team. And so linebacker is still one that I'm circling as a possibility. And then I'm going to keep an eye on edge rusher as well.
When you
edge rushers and linebackers, he's right there 100%. And I love the fact that you guys love the movie too, by the way. There's some quotables in that movie that I can all say that can work for life, right? But one of the other quotables is not necessarily quotable, but one of the things that we can all say that is something about a woman. A woman gonna always ease that tension. It's something about a woman, soft eyes, soft legs. She's able to talk to him. And if it wasn't for her in that movie, shoot, he probably had them kids doing all crazy things with a toothbrush, trying to clean the entire academy, right? But that soft sell skills is always necessary, and he had to bend in order to fit in to those particular rulings, right? But shout out to Major Payne and all what they were able to accumulate far as success. And shout out to, the ladies, there's something about soft legs. You know what I'm talking about, right? Ice Cold said, what you mean, soft legs? All right.
Coaches. He's now the Cowboys DC. Talk to me about him, because there's a lot of really excited people in Dallas about Christian Parker and what he brings to the table as a young coach.
Denver, even though we weren't winning games, our secondary play would have been up there with some of the best.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Philly, they win a Super Bowl. Their secondary play is up there from one of the best, right? And then now he has a chance to go be a DC. Dallas should be excited, man. He's one of the best coaches I've had.
So there's a lot of people that would love to have Justin Simmons here now, right? And he talked about how important CP is, or Christian Parker. And y'all know my number one goal this year is to figure out a way that Christian Parker coaches this team so well that my brother from another mother says CP, and that's Jesse Holly, man. Shout out to Jesse Holly. But to make it this a little bit shorter, yes, not everybody's lying. And if Justin Simmons can see the goodness and the elite stuff that Christian Parker brings to the table, then I'm taking that all the way. D Shift says took a while to shave all of them heads. Yeah. Yes, indeed, boy. There's always a plus, man. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
it starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Let me
Chosen by the
cranium.
people, feared by the insurance companies. Call
no
Frenkel
doubt.
first.
Call our proud partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, backed by a combined of 100 years of experiences, based out of here in the heart of Dallas.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
Indeed. So when you call all proud partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, 214 or 817, every 3 that you can dial, feel free to understand that they will fight for you, not against you. And if you can't dial that number after you've been T-boned or rear-ended, just visit FrankelFirm.com. Now, my hotline for your mind, 657-390-7391. I got from the 346. You in the mix. Talk to me.
What's up, Law?
Not much, man. What you got for the nation?
Hey, Law, look here, bro. I got some questions I want to ask you. I'm gonna get out, get it in, get it out, get out. Hey, Law, listen. You're a content creator, but I need you to do something for me, bro. Real talk. Next time we're dealing with Philly, I want you to I want you to put this out there. So, well, it might have been 31 years, but did y'all catch us?
Yeah,
Did y'all catch us?
yeah.
I'm sick and tired of Philly. All that. Well, y'all ain't been there 31 years, but bro, let me be honest. If I'm not mistaken, ain't y'all still looking up to Washington?
Yeah.
Why y'all worrying about us?
Yeah, keep going.
And then on top of that, I seeing them, on their channels, and they cannot keep Dallas out of their mouth. I suppose, you know what? I realize now why everybody at our guts, we are them boys, for real.
Yeah.
Because, bro, we ain't been to the Super Bowl in 30 years. Y'all been with y'all always talk about, well, hey, man, y'all ain't been it's been anxious. Well, bro, did y'all catch us in them 31 years?
Haven't caught
What
us.
y'all doing 31 years while we was, out on the beaches chilling? Did y'all catch us?
Right,
And then one more thing, Law.
What you got?
I'm finna get on these Giants.
Get on them.
Hardball. I'm gonna ask you one question. Cowboys didn't win the division the last 2 years. Why the hell y'all worrying about us? Y'all need to be worrying about Philly. But y'all worrying about Dallas.
Come on with it.
Bro, they need to get their shit together over in the NFC East.
Yeah.
They quit worrying about Dallas, bro, because now y'all done effed it up. All we need was some defensive coaches over there. We got them. And we end up with, hey, Lau, let's do it this way. We ain't saying no more. We're going to do this. We're going to do it on the field between the lines.
Come
and
on
let
with
you know, them boys are back. And we are them boys.
Come on with
All
it,
right,
man.
buddy.
Appreciate you, man. Good call from my guy, man, from the 346 that was in the mix, man. Nothing changed. Now, it's been 30 years. That's a long time. The order's still the same since 95, 96, basically. Cowboys, Giants, Washington, Eagles, right? And I know cope if you must, right? Copinisms and all of this stuff. Coping is a real thing, right? Because that's all we got, man. We got nothing else to really say in the last 10 or even 15 years. But the history still remains the same. Shoot. My degree still holds the same weight. It's been over 20 years, right? That degree still, and I still owe Sally Mae. Sally and Sam, they asses, boy. Hey, can we call somebody to take a look at them? Come on, man. Are they on the Epstein files? Or even on the Did It tape? Come on, man. All right, I got from the 336, you in the mix. Trilla, you in the building, man. Talk to me.
What up with it, Law?
Not much, man.
Hey, listen, every time an Eagle fan brings up 30 years, you just tell them it took them 59 years to win the Super Bowl.
Come on with it, man.
That's all you got to say, Cowboys Nation. 59 years. You couldn't even win one in 59 years.
Yeah.
But the other day, I was mad as hell, man. I didn't get Miles Garrett. I was.
Oh yeah, I'm big mad about that because shoot, that's a home skillet, man. You know how that goes. Priority should have been over here.
Boy, I smoked about a whole 7, boy. I'm talking about, boy, I woke up, didn't even know I was in, man. I was so mad, I thought I was dreaming. But I do like what we did last season. I mean, this off season. I just feel like we're not doing enough. And it's one thing I don't like that we doing. If this got to be our year, because if we don't win next year, Law, if you look at the roster, we got so many deals that we got to make. We got so many one-year deals, man.
Yep.
And you know Jerry and the boys don't pay nobody. If you go look at the roster right now, I'm pretty sure out of the 53, we got to pay like 25 people. I'm talking about from the big dogs to the little guys just to fill out the roster.
Yep.
If we don't start paying people right now, we're gonna be sick because next year we're gonna have to start all over. And I feel like we got a great team. We like one edge away. And let's go ahead and push the chips in and get Crosby because he's the best thing smoking out there. And let's go ahead and call Kellen Moore and tell him, look, man, talk to your boy Alvin Kamara.
Right.
Look in the backyard, get his britches out the backyard.
Right.
And tell him go ahead and come to Dallas and be our RB2.
Yep.
Let's try to win this shit, man. But go ahead and finish your day, man. What's up with the nation?
Not
About
much,
the Cowboys.
man. That's what I'm talking about. That's Triller, man. Had to do the whole 7. I don't know, was that backwood or papers, man? Let me know which one you doing, you know. And when you look at one of the things that he done pointed out, look at these multiple year contracts. It's getting slim, man. You're gonna have to rework and move money around and slide things around, and then they have this app that you can go to, and then you can play around with the monies or what have you, the extensions types and stuff like that. But yeah, he's right. You know, there's going to be some stuff that you're going to have to dance around with in order to continue to compete. But can I say this again? That's why calculus intrigues. College algebra 1 and 2. That's why it's not an easy course. That's why the difficulty. If you took the stats and if you took econ 1 and 2, there's a reason why. But it's only hard and difficult. I had this conversation with someone the other day. When you a mom and pops, and you cutting corners and you look at degrees and certificates as just paper, and you think that just because you got money that you can buy your way through everything, you still need knowledge, wisdom. And the Cowboys literally take shortcuts with that part of the organization. There's literally people, true stories. They got their degrees that went to school for this. Can't get in because someone else that got bloodline for your mind is in it already, right? So now they got to dim their light just to shine. You know what I'm saying? Just to exist. And that's one of the parts of the problems, even with not just the Cowboys, but across the world when you have the mom and pop businesses, you know, so it is for what it is. And only one that take the hit on that is us fans, man. We like, damn, man, we just want to see our team win. I got from the 409, what's on your mind? D Shift.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much, man.
Hey, man, just was curious, man. Just looking at, kind of thinking about the leaps and bounds we might be able to make, and just thinking about, you know, how last year this time we didn't have Javonte or GP on the radar like we do now.
Right.
So I was just thinking, man, who's a couple guys you feel like, you know, because I feel like every year we have somebody who steps up and like just outperforms expectations. So I'm just curious,
I like
who are
this
those
one.
guys that you. Who's those guys you feel like, you know, that, you know, I mean, we got our guys that we count for that we know that's going to come in, be balling. But who's the guys you feel like going to be, a couple people going to outperform expectations? I'll probably throw out, and, you know, like, you know, I wouldn't really count Caleb Downs because I feel like he has, you know, he's a rookie. He still has high expectations.
Right.
But, like, you know, we weren't expecting that from Javonte. We weren't expecting the season GP had, although he had some skins. You know, you weren't looking at him like a 1,400-yard receiver for sure. So I probably would say, hoping and saying, I'm going to say the winners, you know. That's somebody right now that you can't.
Yeah.
yeah, you can't really plant a flag and say that he's going to be a great linebacker yet. But I'll say D Winner. So I'm just curious who your person is.
Well, I got several guys. Trayshawn Holden is one of the guys on offense. As far as defense, I would throw in outperforming expectations would be Barham. If we can just get him to roam around and run freely, and there's the tape out there with my guy Koye. He's doing a study think piece, a deep dive on how, like, Marcus Dixon, the way he got his front and the way he set up the schemes, whereas you're not really so dependent on linebackers, right? It allows them to run around and roam free. So he's that guy on defense. And then I would throw in, I know Jalen Thompson is going to perform crazily good in this system. So my expectation's still high. But if he can outperform those things, oh my goodness, his defense is going to be nice. So here is Trayshawn Holden, Barham, Revel, and the other guy. Tip of my tongue, I just said his name. Jalen Thompson. Yeah, those are my guys.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious about that, man, and I'll sit back and listen to the calls, bro.
Appreciate you, Chief, man. Good call from my guy,
All right,
D.
man.
Shiv.
Thank you, bro.
Most certainly. And although contractually this is his last season and there's not a lot expectations far as from what the fan base is exhibiting, but since I know the work efforts that he put in, and even though it may be something that a lot of people would disagree with, but I want to see something from Malik Hooker. I think that he can literally outperform expectations. And he's the last line of defense based off of what I know now, far as the educational piece that the coaching staff is exhibiting. And knowing the brain and the wherewithal of Hooker, I think that you add in the wisdom and understanding that he got of the game, the athleticism that Jalen Thompson, and the unbelievable mixture of both with Caleb Downs, that the secondary expectations by a group could all outperform in the best way possible. Because let's just be real. You can clearly understand when D-line getting their ass whooped, right? And linebackers being in the wrong place. But everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie can see when the cornerbacks are out of place, and especially the secondary collectively. It's okay to whiff on a tackle and a running back get 5 or 6 yards. But when somebody drops back and they throw a seam ball or a fade and it's for 40, or is it took it to the house? We looking at the secondary like, hell no. So that's that group. If we can stop chunk plays and if we can stop some of those things this season, that can outperform the overall expectation. Technically speaking, what would be comfortable for you all? Points allowed, like a game, like I don't want it to be 28-25, of course, that's too many points. If we can hold teams under 20, whew, and you know how our offense is rolling. Shoo. All right, let's go to my guy from the 210, Too Cool, you in. You're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me.
Hello, what's good with you?
Hey, man, all is well.
Hey, I say 21 points. You can't go over 21.
If we can do that
So I'm
all
with you with the
season,
20.
man, oh, my God, that would be nice, bro. If we can hold
Man,
teams
hey.
for under 21 points.
Hey, but I did call to say this though, man. Like when you look at the Cowboys roster, sometimes I think we just gotta pump the brakes, man. We be wanting these motherfuckers to spend all their money, but we got to see what we got in the hen house first, right? What I'm saying though is we went and got all your defensive ends. We got defensive end last year. We got defensive end in the first round this year. You trade for Myles Garrett. what was the point of drafting a defensive end in the first round this year?
Man,
you should have got left tackle. You could have went another direction if you're going to do that. Even if we go get Sweat, you shouldn't have drafted a defensive end this year if you're going to go out and get somebody that's already proven, right? Because we could have used that asset somewhere else, receiver, running back, or left tackle. To answer the other guy question about proving on the defense, I think Kobe Durant.
Oh yeah.
Keep an eye on him. I think that's one to keep an eye on, because if he could start and Rebel can come out and do his thing, if we can move Bland to the slot corner position, the nickel position, and let Caleb Downs play safety, Malik Hooker can come off the bench. I like the tandem of Downs and Thompson back there.
Downs and Thompson. All right, so who's going to be your box safety?
You talking about the nickel back?
That's going to be Downs, right?
Yeah.
So who's going to be? He's going to be your nickel. So who's your strong safety?
No. So I don't want. See, I'm not with Caleb Downs playing nickel. Even if you listen to the person that went and got him out of high school, Nick Saban.
Right.
Nick Saban saying don't play him at nickel, play him at safety. Bland is better
free or strong.
I put him at strong, and I put Thompson at free.
Okay, so who's your nickel guy then?
I put Bland at the nickel.
All right, so you got
Durant will start cornerback, and if Ravel can come out there and do what he's supposed to do, he'll start the other cornerback. I just think Bland is better playing in the slot.
Okay, because now you know how you say you want your best five out there for O-line.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm thinking that I want my best DBs out there regardless, right? Like this should be the judgment year for Carson's if he's going to be worth the grain of salt. This should be also like your judgment year for my guy Josh Butler, right? Like at some point, to me, I think that Josh Butler, I hope Carson's not listening, I'll take Josh Butler over Carson. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at my back end.
At cornerback, correct?
Cornerback. I'm talking about strictly DBs in general. And I think a lot of people too cool is sleeping on Darion Kendricks, right? DK. So he's another guy that the Cowboys picked up as an acquisition. PJ Locke, he's more of a he's the other free safety. So you got also you got Elijah Clark and Julius Wood. So these names, like a lot of people probably don't know them because they literally unnamed guys. I won't say no name guys. These unnamed or unknown guys that can very much so benefit next week for mandatory camps and especially for training camp when it's necessary. These guys got to step and stand up, you know what I'm saying, so that I can feel comfortable benching number 24 now, Malik Hooker.
So for me, Malik Hooker would, if Caleb Downs can outperform him and win the starting safety position,
right?
Malik Hooker would be my rotation. He would be my rotation safety, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody better keep an eye on Devin Moore. I think when it comes to the way they did this draft and the way they drafted, that Christian Parker has his hands all over this. I feel like somebody like Devin Moore can somebody we don't even expect to start. That got drafted in the 4th round, 3rd round. Somebody we didn't expect to start can come in and take one of those starting positions, which is why if we move him 6'3" to the outside and you move Bland back into the slot position, I think Bland is more comfortable playing a slot position than playing on the outside. I think he performs better when he plays the slot position than on the outside.
Yeah. Now, here's what I'm gonna say with Devin Moore. It's y'all don't see it now. You're looking at college tapes and you're looking at a few things. Mm-hmm. But when and you notice, I can pull up a lot of clips right now from Eagles. They're allowing everybody to shoot their stuff for some strange reason. And Washington, there's a lot of tape out there for them. We won't be privy to see any of this stuff until next month, until Oxnard, right? When we get some of those tapes. Mm-hmm. Here's what people going to see out of Devin Moore. And this is from a report that was told to me from somebody that plays actually on the team. Law. He don't open up a little bit. He's a little stiff at the top of his routes. He's got some work that he going to have to do to get comfortable in this system. He got some potentials on the upside. But when you going to see that he plays with his pad levels too tall and he's a little too stiff, and he keep his base a little too narrow, right? And you don't want to play with a wide
that calls
base.
for, right?
Yeah,
that calls
yeah.
for Christian Parker. That calls for this genius
Yeah.
that everybody said
Yeah,
we got at the DB level.
So it's a. I'm not tongue cheeking it, y'all. These are words from an actual person that played in the National Football League, that's playing on the team. When I say, hey man, what's your report on Devin Moore, right? So this is why it's so important that when he goes into this training camp, for us to not to identify him only as such, but to look at him as a potential to get better. And that's what I want us to do. Don't paint him into a corner and say this is who he is, but I'm want to temper expectations year one. Maybe he will be really there year two or the latter part of this year, but I don't see it early parts of this year for him being
Hey,
that.
this is my last
that
thing. This is my
Go ahead.
last thing, Law. Then
Go
I'll
ahead.
let you get out of here. Hey, everybody out here that's crowning these damn Rams as Super Bowl favorites right now, you might want to pump them brakes a little bit, because when I look at the Cowboys roster from top to bottom, Cowboys got a better roster than the Rams. And oh, by the way, how the Rams gonna stop the run?
Point, very, very strong point. Their weaknesses on the Rams been stopping the run. They do have some guys on their D-line, get upfield, Kobe Turner and all of them boys, get upfield, shoot through gaps, but they're small. They don't have a lot of size. So, yeah, you're going to have to run at them. But the thing is, now that you add in Miles, who's damn near good on stopping the run and creating pass rushing opportunities, and whoever playing on that side, if you put Miles and you have McDuffie on the same side, he's going to have a tick more of INTs now because he plays pretty well with visionary stuff. So it's a wait and see. Season is long for a reason.
So who win December 20th? Who win the game December 20th?
Oh man, it's too soon to tell, but I think I already
Who
had
win the
us
game
penciled.
December 20th? They play the Cowboys December 20th.
Yeah. But I had us penciled in. I had us penciled in winning. Now it's a home game for us too in LA. Yeah. I remember I got us going 14-3. Now I just got to stand firm with it because Twin watching. He's seeing if I'm gonna shake up out of my 14-3 prediction because remember he got his 41ers going 14-3, which is more likely not to happen since the acquisition of Myles Garrett. So I know I'm gonna win that bet though. By the way, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to predict.
Hey, Law, I feel. Hey, by week 3, I predict by week 3, George Pickens will be signed.
Okay.
Everybody can calm down on that. We can just let that shit go now. George Pickens gonna be signed by week 3, or even if he's not signed by week 3, George Pickens will be a Dallas Cowboy. George Pickens will end his career here in Dallas.
Oh wow, that's some good boatload of praises there. Appreciate you for calling in too, Cool.
Hey, how about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? That's my guy too, Cool. And remember, I'm still not giving Jerry any flowers. I still got the seeds over here. And Jerry, feel free to get them seeds planted in the ground. I'll water them here and there by talking about some of the good things. And then if we can see some growth aspects of it, then maybe I'll give you a flower from them seeds. But, Jerry, you still got to earn our trust over here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Too Cool was the last guy to call in. Feel free to write this number down, 657-390-7391, if you want to call in for the future. Let's continue to grind and shine. That's all the time that I have for this moment. Quick Q&A to anyone that's in the chat for the next 4 or 5 minutes, at least until this song ends, and then we will depart from all of you all. But I really love y'all, man, and to the moons and back and all of this good stuff. But as soon as this song ends, we're going to exit out. Ladies and gentlemen, Q&A session from the chat. Dak Owens report, Jerry doesn't want flowers, just a McGriddle with extra salt. Hey, Dak Owens, man, appreciate you for the $100. Appreciate you. How about them Cowboys? Appreciate your podcast, man. Appreciate y'all. Nigel, bring back Clowney for an espresso shot, right? Cup of coffee. One of those type of things. Max to Dallas. That report if you can do Max Crosby to Dallas before I would like to see at least what we got, not to take away from Max, but I wouldn't be mad at it. I think that he is the kind of guy that you have to put in those rooms with TJ, with Parsons, with Myles Garrett, but he's not on those levels. Like, he's like in those areas of rooms, if I can say that. But I wouldn't be mad at Max Crosby, though. Definitely would be a benefit to this team. But Josh Sweat is there. You can get Josh Sweat for less money, right? Is he still hurt? I think that he'd be okay. I think the cleanup surgery was okay. Toxic Tom says, what is Lance Lenore and TJ Vasher's up to? TJ Vasher is now coaching youth football. Real story, I'm not beating up TJ Vasher. I absolutely bumped into TJ Vasher about 4 or 5 weeks ago at Kitchen and Cocktails. And he followed the channel. He supported everything. So shout out to TJ Vasher, and shout out to his cousin who's at the Dallas United for Good. So that's what they doing. But I don't know what Lance Lenore is doing now. You know, go get Max. This might be the piece for the final puzzle. Yeah, I can't go against with what TJ. I mean, not TJ Vasher, but with that statement of going to go get. Hey Max, I'm just saying that before we do all of that, at least let mandatory camp go through. There's no rush, really. It's not like if we sign Max today, there'll be some good hype news. We'll be celebrating that for the next few days, but then somebody will still say, sign George Pickens, you know? So it's just one of those things. Shout out to Kitchen and Cocktails. Yes, indeed, man. All right, so that's all the time that we have for the Q&A, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all to the stars, the moons, and back, and all of those good things. As we depart, as we go, staying true. It doesn't take a rocket science to understand who got you. It doesn't take a miracle to understand who rocks with you. There will be many people say, hey man, I'll roll with you, I'll rock with you. But don't judge their words, judge their actions. If you have to ask, when will I be invited to the table? You was not ever invited. If you have to express and go beyond your ways for acknowledgement, then you never been acknowledgeable. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, in short, go where you celebrate it, never where you tolerate it. Be the man that you are. Stand on your two. Stay true to who you are and the principles that abide in you. Oftentimes, as content creator, people fail to realize the goal is to create. You don't have to duplicate anyone else's style. Have you ever noticed that you only lame and weird to those who know you? There's a lot of folks right now got unbelievable talent and skill set, and they're afraid to step out and walk on glory of what they designed to do because they may be in fear of someone might know them from their hometown or from their small communities that they may be a part of or school, so they keep that talent inside. My goal is for all of you guys to be greater than me. And most of you guys are. Just haven't aligned your timeline up with it yet. But these principles that I always have to bestow upon you guys is a poem called Stay True. And if there's one thing a man should always do, don't sell out. Don't do things for the quick change. I'll never forget, I made a G today, but you made it in a sleazy way, right? Don't do things for the views. And I get it, views are necessary. Don't do things because you think that it will take a shot at me. I've been in rooms that you would never believe if I didn't say it. But I'm humble in that way. In this Costco sample sizes that you see. Like, damn, I didn't know Law was right there with this person. He. But if there's one thing a man should always do, is mainly to himself stay true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they mean or bring makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone. Raise voices on to turn those hearts, and I mean those hearts, into stone. You see, in the beginning, it was, brother, I'll ride with law, roll with law. The morals of life, live, love, and respect for another. On my dead mother, they would say those things. But then there are those who will try to be smart, ladies and gentlemen. They would take that decent man to alter his heart, to seek to rip him apart. Those men you should never call a friend, because they bend the lies around the truth to meet their end, ladies and gentlemen. Ice Cold says, like Tupac says, yes indeed. So at the end of the day, we need a spot where we can kick it, a spot where we belong. Tired of getting chased by the police and arrested? You tired of getting spit upon and trolled about? Thug Mansion, okay? Cowboys Mansion, I guess. Because my body be punished for hard living. Hands on the strap, so praying, so Father, please forgive me. Police be rushing, looking when they see me. I flooded America's Most Wanted, live on TV like pleasure and pain. I'm stuck in this game, huh? Holler my name, we all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins, baby. That's us, baby. Stand tall or not at all. DC for life. You cut us, we gonna bleed the silver and blue. And we throwing hands 100% of the times. Here we are. But lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like none of you guys that's here. I love you guys. I love you guys. So let's continue to spread the love. DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening
Give me my theme music.
to nothing but the best. Come on, baby. Tell them.
Tell them run it off.
And
I wake up.
roll. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. I got a super chat. I forgot it. Let me see if I can find it, man. My bad, dog. Yeah. Roy. Hold on. Let's cut my music off again. My bad, Roy. I almost left without talking about this right here. So the $20 holler, because is this Roy Williams the safety or the wide receiver? But shout out to you, man. It said, Law, tell these kids to look at the trade. Everybody can't be a rapper, professional athlete, or content creator. Mark Holmes doing it with his hands, right? So look into trades, okay, like as it relates to professionalized, not as the Cowboy stuff. Yeah, so shoot, trades are our main thing, man, major thing, man. So y'all gotta look at the trades, and be able to understand that knowledge is knowledge. But, I guess Jerry Jones' money is different and Jerry Jones' knowledge is different because 1 + 1 may not be 2 for him, maybe 4 or 5 in his world. And nothing wrong with that too either. You know. All right, now. Appreciate you for the $20, man. I'm gonna put that
Tell 'em run it on.
for next month.
I wake up.
Oxnard Farm.
I wake up, flex on down that check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it
Don't be
on.
confused, Angie. Trades like cutting hair, doing nails, and being a plumber. And roll those trades.
I love my fans, don't need no friends. I got my own.
It's
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Try to zone me, man.
One up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy.
Call all lazy.
I was sending the invoice and they pay me.
Come on.
I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, Law Nation, let's get it.
I wake up.
Sugar, appreciate you. Williams, HWFJ podcast, appreciate you. Super chat from Angie, Tack-Ons, DP, Roy, 3616, The Jewels from Blue Virus, You Got It, and Dak on.
Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out
to the Oxnard, baby.
Call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
Come on through in a
Those
hurry,
London
baby.
boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried.
Yeah.
Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain.
Not mine.
Made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex on down that check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it on, no sleep, no rest.
Hush all that crying over there.
But first I stretch, tell 'em run it on.
About what went
I
wrong?
wake up, flex on down that check, no drip this. Tell 'em run it on, no sleep, no rest. Might crash, might.
I said, hush all of that cry.
Stop crying about what went wrong. Because God will take wrong. You merely adopted and make the dark.
Oh my goodness!
I was born in pain and make it power.
Cannot believe it! Oh. Greetings, Your Highness!
The sounds of soft soul, hits, oldies, brought to you by Law Nation Sports and yours truly, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. And remember, the longest outro in the land, longer than Wimby's back, baby. Yeah. Spurs, come on, Spurs. Do a huge favor for us. Don't let the street lights hit you. Play a tune. Manny, fresh, wherever you go. Go New York, go New York, go. I see you, Chris. I just don't want to see the laughter and happiness on Stephen A. Smith's face. I tell you what, if the Knicks win, I definitely gonna have to go into a shell for at least a month. I'm gonna have to block Instagram, Facebook, because I just don't want to see. I just don't want to see him, man. I just don't want to see Stephen A. Smith, man. It's danger, man. Don't let the street lights hit you. I follow wherever you go.
paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
Come on, choir.
So far, if a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far, if a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
I needed a few moments. I needed a few moments. Season's over.
Emotional damage.
Guess in the end, I always knew the New York Knicks would lose. Tom Thibodeau. Team can't shoot, but you only play Evan Fournier 27 games this season. Don't give him a second of time in the playoffs.
Yes. That's what I want.
Air ball at the end of the game. Jalen Brunson spectacular.
He ain't lying.
41 points. But he was the only one who showed up. Done. Done.
Yeah. That's what I want Stephen A. Smith to end off with, man. All of the damn miseries that he put upon us. Hey, I want him to end, to get him to the highest of the highest. And I want to see him at the lowest of the lows right now, man. So this would be the total opportunity to know that he had victory right in his hands. And all of a sudden, the Spurs smite die. Head of Stephen A. Smith. May he finally go completely bald if that happens, man. Don't y'all know how glorious of a day it would be for all of our people over here in the silver and blue? I speak for all of y'all. Now, I know that there's some diehard Knicks fans right now watching that's also Cowboy fans, but you got to understand the cost that I'm trying to put out here for this situation. DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. Yes, indeed. Come on, Cowboys Nation. Let's go, baby. Let's go. In the words of Uncle Charles, can you close us out for the day, man? Come on.
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah.
Depend on you. If you
win.
Come on, Uncle Charles.
You know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.